My father's Italian, and a lot of my extended family is from all over the place. So I could actually sit there as a witness just as much as you, Mrs. Coombs. So whilst I really don't want to comment on your specific case, you have used your specific case to say just how awful the system is, but you haven't really come forward with a suggestion as to what might be productive and what might be an alternative to the, to the system that you have faced.
I mean, I haven't been able to get to that point yet. But we, as an organisation, we've certainly been having discussions about what it could look like. And I mean, ultimately, our families and we agree that, as British and settled citizens, there ought to be a right to be here as a family in the UK. There wasn't a minimum income threshold prior to 2012, and it seemed to be working just fine in terms of numbers. But if there had to be one, at least peg it to something like the minimum wage, where it would make it fair and it would make it accessible. And also a bit easier for the Home Office to administer as well, because it would be pegged to a minimum wage. We would like, the route to settlement is long. 5 years, it's a lot of paperwork involved as well, a lot of onerous paperwork, a lot of repetitive paperwork. So we'd like to see a shorter route to settlement for meeting the MIR, a 2-year route, for not meeting so an exceptional route should be capped at 5 years, and simplifying the process. There needs to be, when every time, and when it gets to our sort of renewal, the heart rate goes up, and so here we go again, and the questions can be quite, we get a lot of people extremely worried about answering incorrectly because the consequences are so vast.
Would you accept that some of the systems are in place actually to test the strength of the relationship in the marriage and whether actually something is genuine or not? I mean, we've all heard about scam marriages, we've all heard about how people offer their services in order to get a piece of paper that then says, oh yes, you're free to stay in the country now forever, and really there wasn't a real marriage or a real relationship there at all. So I'm not envious of the people who have to come to these judgments and set up a rules-based system that explores effectively and fairly how that works. So yes, it'd be nice not to have these rules at all, wouldn't it? And I think, and it would be nice to have everything a lot easier and a lot shorter, but I don't think I've really heard from, not just from yourself, but from the rest of the panel, what that might look like.
I mean, when we start talking about sham marriages, it's conflating it a bit, and I think we as an organisation support and work with genuine couples and families who simply want to be here, and that is who they are. And we have to, the application process is so incredibly intrusive, and there are simpler ways in which you can prove your relationship, but the amount of evidence that you have to give, the photos, the going into your WhatsApp, everything, it's incredibly intrusive, and that shouldn't need to be the case.
Very conscious.